We're all working through this current climate, right? Trying to figure out how to achieve racial equity and inclusion. And some of those steps are being taken right here in North Texas, including at some of our largest nonprofits. The YMCA of Metropolitan Dallas recently announced they are adding, for the first time, a vice president of diversity, equity, and inclusion. They've tapped Rodriga Ross to lead this initiative. She is here with me today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Congrats on the new role, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome. Look, your position is certainly something that's very important to the organization. What are some of the issues that you guys feel need to be addressed, within the Y as it relates to diversity and inclusion?
Yeah, so like you said, we are looking at prioritizing the eradication of racism, right? And how do we make sure we look at our systems internally, but more importantly, how do we convene the community and key stakeholders to make sure that we are eradicating racism in our communities? We want to look at bias and unconscious bias and undoing practices that aren't equitable for all. So lots of work to be done in this racial justice space.
Okay, look, and I know a lot of companies, they're creating positions, they're creating groups, similar to yours. How do you plan to really tackle those equity issues and create some change that's going to be long lasting?
So we have to really just dismantle and disrupt some things, right? That's the bottom line. Tell the truth, look at things, get some facts, and then reimagine what an equitable space looks like. And that's internally and that's externally. We want to make sure that we get our boards and our volunteers involved. We want to make sure that our staff are trained up, that our communities have access to education and awareness. We want to be the conveners, right, in every one of our communities to make sure that these critical conversations are being had. And it's going to take a while. It's not going to be something that just flips overnight. It's not a switch that you just flip, but it's going to take commitment and it's going to take long-term strategies to make those things happen.
Yeah, it's certainly going to take a commitment. Look, when it's not trending anymore, when people aren't talking about it, we're still moving forward. I like that you said that. You also mentioned creating space, and you guys just announced today that you're launching racial equity and innovation centers, and that's in partnership with Reliant. What does that look like, and what will those centers be used for?
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So our equity centers will be housed at each one of our individual branches, and they will be nimble and focused on what that specific community needs. So whether you live in South Dallas, Southern Dallas County, North Dallas, Louisville, or wherever any of our branches are, those equity centers in the branches are going to be there to make sure that the folks who live there get what they need, whether that's feeding programs, whether that's access to voting registration or voting in and of itself, whether it's job readiness skills, whether it's making sure that we help undo some of the systemic stuff that happens in education for some of our young people. And then there will be this hub, this equity center that exists at our corporate office to just tie everything together and make sure that we're about doing the work and measuring it and holding one another accountable for getting the stuff done. I am so excited about this Reliant partnership.
Well, you know what, Ms. Ross, I'm excited for you. You sound extremely excited about it, and we're just looking forward to the work that you're going to do. Thank you again for joining us, and we're rooting for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.